AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Hey guys, Anthony here, and we're going to be discussing Digimon Tri. It's basically like a full synopsis of the first movie so far, and what we thought about it, our likes, dislikes, and that such sort of thing. And I'm also joined by.
Hey guys, I'm Rizwan, your host for this event. Also known as CMD Drake on Twitter and Instagram, and Phoenix Limit on Steam. Commander Drake on AnimeSecrets.org. And I'm joined by.
Hi, I'm Ellie, also known as Zabriel. I'm can be found throughout many of the interwebs.
Alright. Also today, we have a very special guest with us tonight to help us discuss Digimon Tri Reunion. We have with us Aleksander Olsen, who you may know better as AODigimon from YouTube.
Yeah, hello. Nice to be here. Talking to you guys.
Yay.
So
That's such an honor.
it is such
Yeah,
an honor.
well.
It's actually really awesome. Like, AODigimon has been part of our lives indirectly for the last 4 years. And it's really cool that we finally get a chance to work with him directly and not just like indirectly, like, hey, how's it going on the side
Yeah.
and all that.
Well,
So-
we did try this one time before, but it didn't work out, I think.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a long time ago. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But it works
But I'm
this
here
time.
now.
It
Yeah,
works.
I'm here now. I'm here now.
Yay.
And it's for a great occasion. Obviously, this is a little bit after the fact, like 2 months later, but
Yeah.
as you all of you know, Digimon Tri came out last November on November 20th in America and November 21st in Japan, something like that. Digimon Tri Reunion, the first movie in a series of 6, and what we're going to do here is we're going to start talking about the plot, the characters, kind of what we liked and didn't like, and just give our thoughts on the matter. I mean, it's a real great thing to see Digimon Adventure after so many years back on the big screen, and it's really a lot of nostalgia, a lot of really amazing stuff happening here. I'm pretty excited. I mean, this movie was pretty damn epic. I can't even lie.
To see the original adventure cast again, it was just.
I was like, yes. Memories, my childhood memories.
The
I
rumors
was-
were true.
I was pretty pumped for it as a long-time Digimon fan that's inspired a good portion of my childhood and even some of my adulthood. It was really nice. Plus, the new style actually kind of grew on me because it kind of I can't remember the director's name, but he does the Wolf Children, the Girl Who Left Through Time. I'll probably do a quick search for it, but it really reminds me of that style. I don't think it's the same guy, though.
I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. I think I know who you mean, but
I think that director passed away, but I might be wrong. But it kind of reminds me of that style, and it's kind of nostalgic because of our war games and all of that.
yeah. So, since you brought up the animation, let's hit on that first to kind of knock that out of the way. The animation style is a little bit different from what we're used to with Season 1 and 2 of Digimon Adventure and Adventure 2. Personally, it grew on me as well, but what do y'all think?
I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, Anthony can.
I'm sorry. I mean, interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I actually did like the new animation style. It was like more grown up and maybe more, suiting for 2015, I guess.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead.
I got the director's name that did Wolf Children, Girl Who Left Her Time. Summer Wars, which was basically a respoof of the Digimon movie, the original one. He did that one. It is Mamoru Hostada, and the director who's working on the Digimon Tri is Kitaro Motonaga.
Okay. Yeah, so he did Wolf Solid as well as Summer Wars?
Yes, this guy he basically did the Digimon movies. The I can't seem to remember beyond my the War Games, but he did like a two-parter movies for the Digimon, which ended up becoming crunched into one here in America.
Yeah.
And he basically ripped off all his work that he did for Digimon for Summer Wars. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can put the movies side by side, and you're like, oh my god, that's a blatant ripoff. But
Yeah,
it's the same
exactly.
director, so I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, going back to a little bit of what AO and Anthony were saying, to me, the animation back with Adventure 1 and 2, it was definitely geared more towards like a younger audience. It was made for, the regular Saturday morning cartoons or
Yeah.
whatever is the equivalence in Japan of Saturday morning cartoons. It's
Probably
like,
Saturday morning cartoons.
I mean, I guess, but
Well, actually, it would be Sunday because I think they have class on Saturday. So
yeah.
Sunday morning cartoons.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the variety hour, like where you see like all the main cartoons like in like one day, but it's like geared towards kids. I mean, obviously you still had your like bigger anime back in the day, like around the time that Digimon came out, you had like the Gundams, you had Rurouni Kenshin, all the different things out there.
Dragon Ball Z and
Dragon
whatnot.
Ball Z, yeah, but some of those titles were aimed more towards the older audience, but Digimon, in my opinion, started out for the younger children. It was more episodic, but also it had the ability to draw in older audiences that wanted to, with a in-depth story.
Yeah,
I
it
would
was
argue that it's not episodic because it follows a plot line. Pokemon is episodic.
Yes.
Yokai Watch is episodic. Digimon does not follow the episodic formula.
Never seen Yokai Watch, but yeah, I
It
can
is
agree.
great.
I can see
It's
that.
hilarious.
Yeah, Giant Bosch Leg was one of the main characters on there.
Yeah, but the animation I think has aged with the intended audience. Instead of being like really light and airy for like children, now it's a bit more dark and matured. I think that's a good word that you use there, Alexander. Matured.
Yeah, like it was made for the older friends, right? So only it should be like different than the first season, like it
Well,
was back then.
I would also argue that it's also following the newer Japanese animation standards as well. Because, I mean, you can point out through, like, animation throughout the years how much animation from the 70s compared to 80s, compared to 90s, to 2000 to 2010 to now, they all look very drastically different. And the Digimon Tri, all of them follow, like, the newer formula. At least, it's what I noticed. But it does seem to have grown with the fans, but I'd also argue it's also in part with the new standards
It's
for
up
animation.
to date, yes, with the animation.
Yep.
Yeah. So, for those of y'all that may or may not remember, we did a podcast several months ago concerning more so the first 5 minutes of episode 1 of Reunion. I think it was like episode 9 or... No, it was a bit later on, whatever. But, yeah, that was a bit ago. But today we're going to be talking about like the rest of it. So as a quick synopsis, the first 5 minutes of Digimon Tri had these multiple white cubes gathering towards a Digi-Egg in like an empty vortex kind of place. And they all kind of come together to form the Digi-Egg, and it grows and grows and suddenly hatches. But at the same time, you see like these little flashbacks where, oh crap, you see the season 2 cast, Davis, Yoli, Cody, and Ken, all falling in battle. And directly after, we see the Alphamon silhouette, and you can tell Sid's been getting real.
You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that was a bold move because, like, people are, like, freaking out, like, oh my god, they just killed the O2 cast. Oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, the O2 cast. Well, I like Ken mostly, but, like,
Yeah, and it's just like me. I like Ken, not the rest of them. I don't have any connection to
I'm
any of them.
offended.
And we have our
At
one.
some point, when I think about
I
it.
actually really enjoyed the O2 cast.
Unbeliever.
I really did. I actually
I just-
dressed up as Yoli too. And
Yeah,
I'm
just-
working
Did.
on a life-size Hawkmon. I love the O2 cast.
I have to say, I actually don't have anything against season 2. Actually, I grew up with season 1 and 2 here in Norway. We did not get any more Digimon after that, so yeah.
Oh.
That's disappointing.
So I actually did like them, and mostly probably because it's nostalgic. I think for me to think back on, so I don't have any problems with it. Davies, I do have a problem with, but that's
Yes.
mutual with most of people, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally understand how.
So I understand the frustration.
Davis
Yeah.
is like fine wine. It ages with time.
Yeah.
That's okay.
If he does age.
If he actually matures ever in his life,
If a man runs a
Technically,
noodle,
he does.
if a man runs a noodle shop to this day, I don't think he's gonna grow up.
And
There's
noodle shops
nothing-
in Japan have like a totally different, status
Connotation.
compared to out here in America.
also the fact that he had multiple noodle stands in a franchise,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
that was
businessman. Hell yeah.
I admit that was pretty impressive.
that was impressive for Davis. I did not expect him to be smart enough to do
I
that.
don't like him, but yeah. I'm trying everything but just insult him, but you got a point there.
And yet, you like the guy who ended up abusing and torturing thousands upon thousands of Digimon, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm a nice guy. TM.
Oh, okay. First of all, it wasn't his fault that he was like that.
Oh, of course not. This is never his fault. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
The spores. They were the cause of this.
This has been a tangent by Anime Secrets, paid for by Anime Secrets. Carrying on. So yeah, like I said, the Fordham appearing to die in battle really erupted the internet, making the hype even more, because now we want to know what happened. But yeah, the next scene has nothing. Actually, the entire movie has nothing to do with this, really speaking. Like, you don't ever see the O2 cast mentioned again in this movie. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's strange. The
It's
whole
kind of
thing's
like
strange.
they just gave up. Who were the O2 guys again? Who was Davis?
Yeah. I mean, the next thing you see is Ty being woken up by his sister, telling him, "Hey, you're late for soccer practice." And Ty's like, "Oh no, I must run to soccer practice now." So
No,
he gets up, gets his lunch. No, he didn't get his lunch. He actually forgot his lunch because he's Ty.
Mhm.
And runs out the door, and Kairi has to go bring it to him. Which was actually a really funny scene to me, because when Kairi gets there, obviously she's a lot older now, so
Obviously, all the guys were like, "Oh, hey, chick, we must impress her."
yeah. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, so around the same time, you also see Matt and Sora talking about a concert, and Ty's trying to tell him about this soccer game, and you see a new character who you don't think would be important, but it turns out he will be. So I'll give him a little shout out right now. His name is Daigo Nishijima, I want to say it was.
Nishijima, yep. You said
Wow,
it
I am nailing it tonight with the names.
right.
Unlike me and Kamen Rider, where I can't name the names at all. But that's a whole different thing.
You fail on Nobunaga's part.
Nobuhu?
I will hurt you.
Oh, you'll see next episode. I mean, things are normal looking. There is no sign right now that anything's amiss, which is really awkward to me. So yeah. If you guys want to take over talking about this for a bit, I'm totally okay with that as well. I don't want to talk the entire time. If you
Well, I didn't realize we were gonna go scene by scene by scene, but
No, I mean we're not going to, but just skip around. I was kind of setting this landscape of what's going on here.
well,
I think we some of the more important parts. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So or one of y'all can talk. I'm done for now.
the introduction for Digimon Tri with the egg, you had mentioned it. I feel that's really important. It really sets the stage because it's basically the first Digitama, and kind of sets up kind of a religion-esque ideal for Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really interesting, and I kind of hope they expand on it. And I'm hoping that they might do it with Alphamon and what's up with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, as the first episode progresses more, you start seeing like the sky distorting. You start seeing like cell phones going haywire, and my first reaction is, "Oh great, our War Games Part 3."
You think Japan would be used to this by now? They're like,
Right.
"Oh great, again."
Oh, not again. Yeah.
Yeah, but clearly not.
Because it's
Yeah.
clear, it's very clear, and it was established that everybody remembered the first time around, when during the War Games. So, it's like in
And
the
it should not be that many years ago in
third
this.
part. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Actually, I think it's only 3 years since Malomidasmon fell when Tri begins.
Yeah, that's right. The second season of the first one, there was the Myotismon, and then there was a couple other times too. So
Yeah.
I'd be sure that they'd be like, "God damn it!"
Well,
Not again.
yeah, and then there's also the entire in movie 4 with that what was the name of it? Diablomon
Yeah.
or Diaboromon? What's the actual correct name?
It's actually Diablomon, the Japanese version.
Okay.
But they changed it to Diaboromon in the English because we can't have any religious connotations here.
Yeah. I thought it was because it's Diablo sounds Hispanic, and I thought they were like, ooh, it's not American.
I honestly wouldn't put that past them either.
I really wouldn't either.
Yeah. So, things are still like, they're still pretty tame. There's nothing going on except for like the Storsons. Ty's trying to get everyone to go to soccer mats to try and show Matt that he's better than him and screw his stupid concert. Sora's trying to decide, do I go to the concert? Do I go to the game? How can I go to both? And meanwhile, Zoe's at cram school's just trying to figure out how he's going to pass because he apparently flunked.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That's development, right?
that blew my mind away.
I'm like, he fails at something? He actually messes up on, something?
Well, I mean, to be fair, his social skills were very lacking, so he was failing at something. Human interaction. But
But he did have a girlfriend, didn't he?
He did.
supposedly.
Oh my god, Izzy's face when he mentions that, it's
He's like,
priceless. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you have a girlfriend? What?
Hey.
Impossible.
But, okay, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, but it feels like the way Zoe talks about his failing, that it's more common than we are led to believe in the first 2 seasons. Which-
Probably. I think he's just kind of like relaxed a bit, and I think his time in the Digi world kind of helped out with that.
Yeah, like he
So.
seems like a lot more chill now. He's not like when they're all
Stressed
like dealing with like the Digimon and stuff. Like he's kind of like, whatever. I'm still studying.
Well, do you attribute that to the fact that he's still freaking out about school, or do you attribute it to the fact that he didn't care about the fight going on, and he's like, whatever, man, that's all good, y'all got this?
Both.
It seemed like both. Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Because like he's the only one that has not done anything like in this first movie. Like he's the only one that hasn't had an evolution. Well, he's had evolution before, but he hasn't had one updated since everybody else did.
Yeah.
well, it's been teasered that he will in the next one.
Yeah.
Confessions.
Is it called Confessing?
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
Confessions.
Interesting.
Apparently Mimi's like the teaser also shows Imperial Dramon, Vicmon,
And Rizwan.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So,
those of you thinking like, wait, Rosemont, isn't that from Sabers? Actually, Rosemont is both Palmon and Lilamon's evolutionary line. They're both part of the same plant family, so they both can digivolve to the mega level.
gotta have that sexy plant.
The fact that a cactus can turn into that is amazing to me.
No, I'm the fact that the cactus turns to that little fairy
We
girl.
can't confuse our male watchers that this is a chick. Gotta have boobs.
Hey man, it has to happen. So Ty starts to notice that there's news reports, things are going haywire, and he sees a Quagamon, which is really symbolic of
The very first episode.
So,
yeah.
nostalgic.
So he starts chasing Quagamon all over town with just trying to stop him, and I'm like, Ty, you have no Agumon, you have no power. How are you gonna stop this damn thing?
You're not Marcus. You can't punch it to death.
Thank God you're not Marcus.
He didn't try. Maybe he actually could. He didn't
he
try.
didn't. He didn't Digimon try. Get it?
Oh, you.
I'm here for the puns.
You know the sad part is I was gonna make the same pun, but I stopped myself.
Well,
Why?
I didn't. So snooze, you lose.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ty's chasing him all over, and Quagamon is wrecking, and I mean wrecking that town. And I mean, that's expected when you have a large monster fight.
Yeah.
But Ty is not taking it like he did last time there was a big monster fight. He's actually realizing the repercussions and the consequences of their actions.
I think he thinks someone actually like got really hurt or like possibly even died from like this whole like attack.
Well, wasn't there a teddy bear he found?
It was that and like I think someone's.
It was a broken cell phone.
Cell phone. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess that would lead to like him thinking. I mean, it has to have been obvious. Like even the last couple of times they had a fight in the real world, that people were either hurt or killed.
I think that they were like they toned down some of like the violence in that to the point where like only like the Digimon who are fighting are the ones that get hurt or like maybe some buildings get destroyed, but that's it really.
Well, I mean,
There was the implications that they had real life effects to what was going on, and that's what I would actually say that compared from what I remember from the original series, I think they actually increased the violence. They also increased the destruction. I mean, they're getting as bad as Superman now.
Wow.
Wow. She actually said that too.
I would argue that the first time they were in the Disney World for a battle with Myotismon, and he turned into Venomyotismon, the town looked pretty wrecked at that point as well.
That was when it really escalated.
Yeah, things were pretty escalated at that point too. But I think that shows a bit of character development for Ty, in that he's now realizing, oh god, people are dying because of I'm not able to help them. Whereas before Ty's like, I have to stop my Otismon. I don't care about what's going on around me.
He's more grown out now. He knows what's happening around him if something bad happens. So
Yeah.
He's more grown up.
Because I remember like old Ty, he would actually like be like, that's not gonna stop us. He's more like the
Jumps in before he talks more than that.
Yeah, he jumps in. He doesn't think before he acts. He's just gung ho about everything.
Yeah. But yeah, as Quagamon's about to like actually kill Ty, of course, out of nowhere, Agumon appears, all badass like, and saves Ty from total destruction.
Like I know some people like tearing up when they saw that that glorious reunion between those two.
Okay, I had man tears. I didn't tear up.
I choked up. I didn't cry. Oh,
I was like,
choked up.
I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Masculinity is so fragile.
Not gonna blubber. Not gonna blubber. Crying's okay, but not blubbering. Oh God, it's so beautiful. Actually, it was a really touching scene.
Yeah, it was a strong moment. It has been a long time since you saw them. Well, you did see them in Cross Wars, of course, but not in the same way.
That was Cross Wars. That was just an epic battle, like Royale. Like,
yeah.
Throw them in there.
It was just for like fan.
Yeah.
Oh, it kept us into it.
Yeah.
I mean, a little off topic here, but whenever they had like the entire Hunters season going on, I remember waiting every week to see Tai and Agumon again. Like I would go like stalk AODigimon's page like for any information and be
I
like,
would do the same thing too.
I was like, come on AO, where's the news,
Yeah.
man? Come on, where's photos?
Oh,
I
I
need
was
to
so
see
excited
this.
when they actually like showed the silhouette. I think
Yeah.
it was one of the I
they're on
cannot
that boat.
remember the episode, but
In the
they
boat.
finally did show it. Like
They're on a boat.
Yeah.
They're on a
I went
boat.
into Photoshop and like adjusted the levels of the colors and brightness, and yeah, it is Ty's returning. Yeah, really excited. Yeah,
Yeah. But this is a different type of nostalgia. Like that one was more
yeah.
of a
Like I said, it's not in the same setting. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
That was more like, get you pumped and hyped. This is more like an emotional, like...
Yeah.
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 Which I think this works better because this plays on my feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
It knows I'm weak and vulnerable.
Yeah. I feel like most people think they're like, oh, this is for kids, or like, oh, this is just, this is some crazy stuff. But like, people need to understand, like, there is depth to this series. Like these characters have like emotions. They go through things that we go through. They're human. They're just like us, but they just go through stuff that's like 10 times more as dramatic as ours is. Like that's deep. That's deep level.
Yeah.
You can't see me, but I'm nodding my head.
Yeah.
I sense it.
But yeah, so as things progress and Agumon and him fight, he turns into Greymon, they go towards the airport, and Ty's left like, wait, Greymon's at the airport fighting Quagmon, I'm way over here at a soccer field, what do? And just well-timed, his teacher just comes out of nowhere like, hey, you need a lift? In a big secret van, and Ty's like, huh?
Can we just stop to say that like the animation for like when Agumon Digivolves is just simply amazing.
Oh my god, the evolution, that was all my hype right there.
I really like
But,
the changes that they did to it too.
Yeah, like
But it was like it was taken from one of the games, like the Digivolution scene. If you played Digimon Cyberslav, yeah,
Not yet.
yeah, no, yeah, but
Not
also
yet.
the adventure game for the PSP, right? It was like the same animation and like graphic design, it seems. So yeah.
It was a little different from that one because I did play that one.
Okay.
And the one of the big noticeable features that I noticed right off the bat was they had more than English and Japanese for the name. They had almost every most spoken language on there.
Yep.
Which was, pretty impressive.
That was on the Digivices, right?
Mm-hmm. And I don't recall. I think it might have been on the background, but I might have been confusing it for another Digi-Evolution
Yeah, no,
scene.
it was on the background also. Yeah.
Yeah. So, at the same time as Ty's going with Daigo to the airport to help Greymon, you also see people in suit approaching Kairi, not So, because So is still in this test, but Sora and everyone. And they start guiding them to the airport. And I'm just like...
What? Who are these people?
What is going on here?
Like, who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Here comes the man in black.
Oh man. Well, my first reaction was, oh great, we're gonna have some Tamers elements now with like the government getting involved.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking Tamers. When I saw them, my first thought was, oh my god, jeez, come on, brain.
Sabers?
Yes, Sabers.
Yeah, I actually thought Sabers also when I showed up there.
See, I would have
Figure
thought
I remember
Sabers.
Marcus's name before I remember Sabers.
Well, I would have remembered Sabers more if I had like really cared more about Sabers. I like Sabers, but Tamers is where it really hit me. Like that was this season.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't say I was a big fan of Tamers, and I'm still trying to figure out why that was. Maybe it was because I hated like Takato. just because he annoyed the hell out of me. Very much like most people didn't like Davis for that reason.
Or Takeru. Oh god, Takeru. Takeru is terrible. So
he's the worst out of all of them.
yeah, at the airport, there's not one Kagama, but 3 of them now. And Tai appears, and he's like, "Oh God, what am I gonna do? How can he fight 3 when he can barely fight 1?" And then they all appear: Mimi, TK, Kairi, everyone except for Zoe and except for Zoe and Mimi.
Yeah, Mimi was on her way from the air.
Yeah.
Mimi was still flying in from America.
Okay.
Which, by the way, that was really good timing on the soccer game and the concert.
I gotta say, I want to know what plane she was riding, because there is no way she got there in like half a day from America, even from New York. I'm sorry, there is no way she had to hijack a jet.
Exactly.
Well, my headcanon for her is that she comes from a really wealthy family, and they probably have their own private planes.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like military jet, like
rocket.
Gone.
But there's a simple explanation for all this. Anime logic. There is none.
She had to be there for plot reasons.
The Deus Ex Machina plane.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know why she has to live in America. That's kind of weird.
Well,
it makes things harder for her.
She liked America. I'm guessing like she just enjoyed.
Well, I mean, in 02, they had her like coming back from America every so often.
Yeah, like she literally like was all USA when in 02. You see what she wore, like.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could also argue in season 1, she was pretty Americanized with her cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a bit of a stretch given Japanese fashion, depending on where you are. But
yeah.
I mean,
she looked all westernized with her like gloves and like hat and like little like I don't know what she wore exactly. Like it just
almost everybody wore gloves except for like Joe.
I was talking about the outfit she wore along with the gloves.
It was a pink
coat,
tassel dress. It was a dress, but it had tassels on it. I don't know. It was probably like dyed leather. That's kind of what came across, to me, because it's usually what tassels really go well with. And then she got a cowboy hat, so I would hope it's leather. Gotta have a matching outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like Western, like she was dressed as a cowgirl or something.
Yeah. And we all know how much the Japanese love to make fun of Americans. I mean, who doesn't love making fun of Americans? Americans make fun of Americans.
Exactly.
So.
America.
All right.
So, quickly, it turns out Greymon's not going to defeat all 3 Quagamon, which I found really awkward, given Greymon could have whooped the so many other like monsters like Quagamon easily back in the adventure days.
Yeah, I actually mentioned that in one of my videos also. I think the Quagamon were maybe a bit overpowered, it seemed. Somebody said that, I'm not sure what the words were, but there was a reason for it, at least.
It was a reason.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was whatever affected Alphamon was affecting the Quagamon, which they even specifically said that they were stronger than their the original counterparts.
Yeah.
On top of that, you also had Tai, who wasn't feeling it, so to speak. So he wasn't having Greymon at his full power.
Yeah. Yes, because basically the whole thing with Digimon, the human partners, their strength lies in their human partners. If the human partners are in sync, then they will not get any strength whatsoever.
Yeah. So
there was justification for that one.
Yep.
It wasn't, directly outright stated, but it was said throughout.
So as Greymon falls, the other Ditsy Destin jump on in and wreck stuff. putting the Quagmon back. After battle's over, the government people that are around are like, "Your job's done. Thank you for your help. We might call you again if we need you." And the Digidestin are like, "What?
Okay. Like, okay.
You can't possibly deal with this threat that you don't understand." And they're like, "Oh, we got this."
Yeah, but now we got this.
Yeah.
Go home. But leave. Okay.
You find out in the next episode. Are we on 3 or 2 at this point? I can't even tell.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
the Quagmon fighting was like at the end of 2.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we're at 3.
Yeah. So at the start of 3, we find out that Ty and Matt go to what they call the National Data Processing Bureau. And they explain that the distortions have been forming between Digiworld and the world, and that's been causing Digimon to reappear in this world. And the agency apparently has been handling it pretty well up until now. But when the Digimon get too powerful, they have to have the Digidestin deal with it. So they're kind of like tamers and savers in that aspect.
They might be also trying to tie in how everything works for their various multiverses or alternate universes, which I think was touched up on in The Hunters Who Left Through Time.
Yeah, there's definitely a multiverse theory brought to life at that point. But I mean, honestly, the multiverse theory has been around for so long. Like, even back when we only had 4 seasons of Digimon, when it was just Adventure 2, Tamers, and Frontier, they had a theory floating around the internet where every disk in the computer was a different digital world, and they're all like connected by one inner back plane or something. So
Well,
that's why.
I could see that theory coming to light with Tamers when that first came out, because that established that Digimon existed as a series, as a franchise in Tamers, and then they came to life.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting concept, and I think and it's been forever since I've watched Tamers. I need to go back to it.
You do. It's so good.
I need to rewatch everything. I think they also touched up on it towards the end of Tamers with the Devas, but I might be misremembering. But I remember it was touched on with the beginning of Tamers, because it had 2 different universes. We're not continuing on with the same universe as season 1 and 2, which followed the same one, and Tamers introduced a new one. And then you had Frontier, and then Savers, and then all the other ones as well. And the spin-offs that were Japanese only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, after this point, Matt and Ty start having fights about everything, because Ty is really pissed off at the fact that everything's being destroyed, and Matt's like, well, you gotta fight in order to protect the greater good, and they just can't get along about that. Also, Izzy has a really badass office.
I want
Yes,
that
it does.
office.
Oh, to
Yeah,
further elaborate on the whole like thing with the Matt and like Ty,
Go ahead.
is that I've noticed is that like their roles have now reversed. Like Matt is the one that's telling Ty like he needs to get his head together. Like we need to fight, and Ty's thinking like no, we need to think things through first before someone else gets hurt, because that's how Matt was in the beginning of the original series.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Ty was the hothead, and he had to like tell him like, hey, you need to chill, whatever. Stop going headstrong and do things crazy like.
Yeah. No, that definitely is pretty much it. Like, they definitely traded roles, which is really good character development, because it shows that Matt grew up in a way that makes his character more mature in a responsible way. And it shows Ty grew up and he's not so innocent and childish, so he can consider the greater world problems affecting them all.
Yo, the part where that like where those 2 high school kids were like, like, hey, you talking about the whole thing with the Digimon thing, like, and Matt was really about to go off on those 2 dudes. I was like, wow, like he
Yeah.
was pissed.
Oh yeah, Matt was not having any of that.
Cause like, okay, they were talking about like how like Digimon can just go away and they're like, cause on destruction and whatnot. And Matt was just like, oh hell no, I need to go over there and teach him a lesson. And Ty was like, no, it's not worth it, man. It's like, but dude, they're talking about Digimon, like it's not every Digimon, it's just the bad ones.
Yeah. So.
And I'm not gonna lie, if it was me, I probably would have said the same thing. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I can see that. So, back to Izzy's office, because that thing needs to be talked about.
Yes.
First of all, as a tech person, I want that office.
Yes.
Because he made a virtual cyberspace where Digimon want to evacuate with using any monitor connected to the internet. And they can send text messages via the little cyberspace thing, which is really cool.
Yeah. And like, didn't Izzy like invent these like do something useful with the goggles? Like he made to be able to see like the digital waves. I think
he made goggles to see the distortions in the space-time continuum.
Yeah. Like, oh my god!
Pretty impressive.
They actually made the goggles useful, like other than the fashion statement.
It's still a
terrible
cool
fashion statement, but
clearly we have different definitions on terrible.
Dude, okay. My teenage self is probably, wanting to strangle me now because I loved the friggin' goggles and I wanted a pair. I didn't get a pair. My best friend had a pair of goggles and she wore them all the time, but I didn't, and I was salty about it.
So now you're just being salty with the fact you never had goggles growing up. Way to go.
No, I just know better now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But don't they actually just... they do sell these goggles, I think, as merchandise.
Yeah.
Too expensive.
Yeah. But do they work? That's the question. Do they work?
Probably not.
Hence the price. Maybe. No, I'm not sure.
Were they made by Izzy?
Maybe now, like, since like these new goggles, maybe they can like have like a little button on the side of it to like you show like visuals and stuff on it. It could work.
It could work.
Everything's possible today.
Yeah.
I believe in the internet.
Especially with like how like these new like freaking eye glasses they have. Like, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It'd be expensive as crap, but I mean, it's there.
It's definitely a possibility for something to work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we had a better understanding of quantum physics.
One day.
One day.
So, using these new goggles that we've been so fascinated by, the team spends the rest of the day trying to find any more distortions. They're trying to head off to agency from getting themselves in potential trouble and handle the problem themselves. And they meet a girl named Mako, who's looking for her cat. She's important later on, and confusing later on as well.
Yeah, basically, where before all the crazy stuff happens, we have Ty, and he meets up with the friends or whatever, and no, actually it's Matt. It's Matt that meets up with the others, and you have like Ty still kind of like mad at Matt, and have Ty, and Matt mad at Ty, and things like that, and the others try to force them like to sell their differences. They go on like this Ferris wheel, and like they all go on one of them, and they send Ty and Matt and the other one by themselves, and like, oh god.
Now kiss and makeup, kids.
That they have to talk to each other now.
Just kiss and makeup, guys. It'll make everything better. That was your attitude. It was kind of creepy. I was like, damn. What if I had a fist fight in the Ferris wheel and they killed each other?
Like, ah!
Well, that would have cut our story pretty short, I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, at that point, Zoe would be the gogglehead.
No.
Okay, fine, Kyrie.
Maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, they find a distortion, and they go running towards it, and they meet dun Alphamon. And Alphamon is having none of that. He just goes on the offensive and starts fighting them, and
he looks amazing.
Oh my god, it was like an amazing scene. It was just epic.
But too short, though. It was too short. The
It
whole
really
scene.
was too short. I needed
Yeah,
more.
I was like, what? I need a longer scene of this one.
Wait,
No.
come back! I was like, come back! Don't
Yeah.
leave!
So yeah, it was too short, but it was an awesome scene.
Yeah. Hopefully we get more of it later.
Yeah, hopefully it continues on.
Like-
Maybe not in episode 2 or chapter 2, but maybe the third
Yeah.
one.
Like, Alphamon was just like straight up just like owning all of them. But the fact that mattered was what they were all champions. They had no chance against him anyway.
Yeah.
And they also weren't in like unity with one another.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, they were just like, "Oh, fight! We should probably do that."
Like Joe being there or not would have not made a difference. They still would have lost.
Yeah. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
There's no way he could have won, even with Zoder, because let's
Yeah.
face it, Vicomon.
Let's see, a Harpoon Torpedo against Giant Alphamon. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, not at all.
He would cut that thing in half.
It would make it into like a harpoon torpedo sandwich.
Right.
But the thing to really note here is even seeing the destruction around him, Tai is unable to fight. And
Yeah.
he doesn't fight. He doesn't Agumon fight for the longest time. It's just Matt keep on going and going.
Yeah. I mean, like, back in the original series, like, Tai even, like, pushed his Digimon to the point where he, like, dark evolved into, Skull Greymon.
Greymon. Yeah.
Really.
And I'm thinking, like, does that also play a factor into there, too? Because maybe he's not only worried about the other people, like, the citizens. What if he's actually concerned about Agumon as well? Like, what if he's like, oh my god, like, what if, if something happens, like, if I, lose control, then, like, will he become that monster again,
Yeah, definitely. But I think it plays more into Tai is in a weird position where he doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know what is best.
Yeah, he doesn't feel like he's, like, he doesn't feel like he should be a leader,
Yeah. But at the same time, when he does decide to fight, I think if Tai were really had his head in the game, and him and Matt were like to form Omnimon together with Tai with his head in the game, the results of the battle might have been a bit more favorable.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Omnimon was at his fullest power at that point. I don't believe it.
He really wasn't, because, like, there was some, like, something holding back. It was just the fact that, like, yes, they did all these quick evolutions to, like, from Ultimate to Mega and et cetera, but at the same time, like, Tai wasn't at his A game that day, and I feel like once he is, then, like, he'll be able to take on Alphamon, like, with an even battle.
Yeah.
Because he was pushing, they were pushing, Alphamon back, but not by that much, though. He's kind of like, okay, now I need to, take be a little serious this time. Is what Alphamon's thinking. It's like, okay, like, this guy's pushed me back a little bit. He's not doing that much to me, but I'm gonna have to step my game up just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Aside from that, like, whenever Alphamon retreats, it's not like a retreat because he's getting hit. It's a retreat of I'm done playing with you guys now. I don't need y'all. Y'all are boring me.
Yeah.
After all this, we find the girl Mako once again. After the battle, and it turns out she's a Digidestin, and her cat is not actually a cat. She's a Digimon named Makomon.
Which is really ironic, because, like, her name is Mako, and she has Digimon named Makumon. Get it? Mako.
And Maku sounds like Neko in a way.
In a way, not close enough, but, like, to the point where, like, you're like, they kind of sound similar. Like, okay, maybe they are meant to be human and partner Digimon. Maybe it was some weird fate.
The thing I find disturbing about all this is that when Mako introduces herself as a Digidestin, she's immediately welcomed in as one of the members of the team, and I'm left sitting here like, what about Davis, Cody, Yuli, and Ken? Why weren't they called in ever to help in any of this?
But that's the thing
Well-
about this whole episode. It's strange. The whole thing is strange. That's the whole thing about the whole episode.
Do
They're
you
not
Going-
mentioned.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. About Meku, you realize it's Maine Coon, as in the giant ass cat, right?
No, I didn't.
It's
I
a
didn't.
Maine Coon cat.
Oh wow, I didn't
What's the
know.
Maine Coon cat?
It's a really giant fluffy cat, and it's awesome. It looks
Oh.
kind of like the Norwegian forest cat a little,
Oh.
but it's short. It's like a short version of Maine Coon, which you get Meku.
Okay. I get you.
Anyway, continue on. Sorry, I felt that needed to be stated why it was Meku.
It was just my little theory. I was thinking, do you guys think that like maybe they lost their memories of the O2 cast? Like someone wiped their memories out of ever remembering them?
I think it isn't so much that they forgot about them, but given that in the O2 series, it was pretty obvious that they were going to different schools, and the O2 cast were basically doing their own thing, going on their own adventures. So while the original cast, did their own thing. So I think that they're just not even considering them at this point.
There is a
However-
problem with what you're saying, though. Kairi and TK.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the only thing. But I mean, they also have their own lives as well. Because, if I remember correctly, there was plenty of times where Kairi and TK weren't with Davis, Iori, or Yoli. So.
I don't know. In something like this,
It seems really stupid that they're not brought up at all. So I'm hoping in Confessions it might get touched up on, but Confessions seems to be a bit of a
But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking someone
like a review.
like someone like tampered with their memories of the O2 cast. Like it's not just like they forgot about them, like just to forget about them. I think someone like messed some Digimon or some entity like just erased their entire existence from their memories, or like from the face of the earth or something.
I can't
actually think,
agree with that theory, but I can follow it.
Yeah, I actually think something happened before episode 1. If you were gonna speculate on stuff, I think maybe someone like Anthony says, someone has tampered with their memories, but maybe they also have tampered with the original Digidestin's memories. So maybe they don't remember. Maybe they remember something else that maybe didn't happen. Maybe that's because if you see Tai, he looks out from the bridge, right, and looks really sad for some reason. If that hints back to one of the movies, it did turn out okay. He doesn't have a reason to. Maybe, of course, if he thinks about the people that got hurt, maybe that's because he looks sad. I'm not sure. But maybe he has something else in his mind. Maybe in his mind, something else happened that day. Yeah, I'm not sure. But maybe something has at least had tempered with the memories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest reason I find this entire thing awkward is, for the longest time in season 2, it was Davis, Kairi, TK, Yoli, Cody, Ken. Like, I know they had like their times like when they'd separate and do their own thing, like investigation and all that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you really look at it, the 6 older original Digidestin were their own unit at that point. But TK and Kairi had switched to their new generation more so because of the age gap.
And the fact they all have the same Digivices now.
Right. So again, the memory wipe thing is interesting, but I'm not sure if I buy it yet.
Yeah,
There's-
that's why I can't.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's just because, they're probably knowing that the O2 cast is probably in the Digi world and it doesn't even occur to them.
But the thing is
to
strange
ask.
because Kari has this connection with Davis again. Alright, Davis should have some kind of connection to Kari, even though it maybe are in different part of lives, like you say. They should still have some connection at some point, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I
she also mentioned that she had that birthday party thing to go to.
Yeah.
So again, and I think, just with everything happening. Also, and this isn't really considered, and it's actually bad writing, it's also probably just a, to keep the original cast together and to keep the O2 cast together.
Yeah.
Because Kyrie and TK are a part of the original cast. So, and I mean, they haven't forgotten, because I remember Kari's Digivice being the O2 device.
Yeah.
TK
So-
as well.
What I'm thinking is that like maybe they haven't realized something's happened to them yet. But even still, you would think that like you know how like when somebody like dies or gets hurt, you're thinking like wait they feel it in their bodies like something's not right they
The Force.
the force yes the G force.
The Force Awakens in them.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
like I
I-
said, it's just strange.
Yeah.
I think it's just a writer's choice in this part, just so they don't have to go into any exposition where they don't have to. That's what I see is going on. It's not a cool theory at all.
Yeah.
Like
The most reality is
somebody
it's the
wipe
writers.
their memory. Somebody wipe their memory. It's kind of boring. And it's like, oh, well, it's just a writer's thing that they
Yeah.
forgot. Because I mean, if we're gonna go talk about things that we didn't like, I'd have to say the scene where everybody's together and Izzy is talking, going into the explaining everything into detail for everybody, and they just kind of ignore him and they start talking, and then
You're
Ty
like-
and Matt get in a fight and TK is still ignoring them and still going on. I'm sorry, I don't care how much of a nerd he is, he would have stopped at that point.
Yeah.
That was just really bad, and I think it's
Yeah.
also like extremely rude of the team to just kind of like, oh, he's just
Yeah.
talking.
You could have.
I'm
I'm sorry, but
like, they could have just told him, hey, just one moment, quiet. Yeah, shush.
like
Yeah.
you would think they will like learn from like all that stuff because remember back in the day they used to listen to Izzy a lot back in the day. Everything he said was like you need to listen to me now because like we are in some deep stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that I also think it was obviously a writer's choice as well, but it was really poorly done and not in character. And not
Yeah.
All in
realistic
all, I don't think I
either.
have to say something at all in that scene. Actually, between Matt and Ty, Izzy didn't have to say anything, according to their conversation.
Yeah.
So.
I'm actually gonna talk about like my least favorite scene. The scene where like where Agumon and like Gabumon were fighting against Alphamon, and they were like quick changing in their evolutions. I'm just like, wait, why are they quick evolving? Like, how are they doing that so quickly? Like, why aren't we just getting like the usual evolutions and stuff like that? I mean, sure it took some time, but at the same time, you're like, wait, they can still digivolve like this?
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird considering that during the time frame here, O2 is in progress. And these guys are like totally forgot about the towers and whatnot, and they just kind of like, oh, digivolve. Or I'm assuming it takes place after Ken is freed, but it just seemed a little like odd that they're like, oh, we can digivolve right now, let's get it.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember like remember Jedi gave him the orb to digivolve into the ultimate forms and stuff, but I remember that they gave that power to Imperial Jamon so he can digivolve even further. And I'm just thinking to myself like I mean I understand with like Agumon's case because like Agumon and Gabumon are pretty much like like in sync, but they I think he still has some power left to digivolve into Mega, and I think because he fused with Omnimon, fused to become Omnimon, Gabumon's able to do the same. But I just feel like they didn't really explain that if Agumon still has his power, why hadn't they found a way to like disperse it to the other characters?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, clearly, because they're not as important.
Oh, trust me, Frontier will like have a word with you on that.
That was sarcasm, though.
I know, but trust me, they are worse. they're all worse.
So, we've hit most of the plot points and a lot of the extraneous kind of stuff. Not extracurricular. Wow. Um,
Extracurricular activity.
but what do you think of the characters' like development in this season and like this movie?
Very interesting.
I like Ty's development the most, and Matt's too.
Yeah, those two are the most interesting to me. Like, I feel like Mimi is the
I
same
think
as
most
before.
of them have actually most of the same personalities they used to have. But like you said, Ty and Matt are maybe the most people or characters that have changed in personality.
Like,
Yeah.
like Izumi, he's pretty much the same, but at the same time, like he's a little bit more like, you know, he's a little bit more like mature than what. Well, he was more mature at as a younger age, but at the same time, like he is, started doing more stuff, like being more like helpful. He's actually like building stuff like to help the other characters, and like the fact that like he has his own office and actually has like a thing he can actually like send the Digimon into the to the internet, and it's pretty it's amazing. It's like they finally are doing more with his character than what they did in 01.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
All right. You back now? Or not?
See? No.
Somewhat back.
Okay. Anthony?
It's okay. I think we can continue.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's had some great development in like terms of like his career, like where he's gone from then. Like that's pretty badass to me. I thought I still want that office. I will continue saying I want his office until I get his office. So until I die.
Gotta make them big bucks, man.
I know. Like I envy him so much. Mimi seems like the exact same person though. Sora seems the same confused person that she was before about her feelings. I think.
Oh yeah, like should I go with Matt or should I go with Ty?
To be fair, that is a very tricky situation where you have two of your really good friends that have an event going on at the very same time, and you're like, oh, well, who do I get to be a dick to? Jeez.
Yeah.
Tough.
Just be a dick to the both.
Yeah, I would have been a no-show to both of them. Sorry, I couldn't pick.
Yeah.
I went to Kari's friend's birthday party instead.
Kari, TK, and Zoe are all the same as well. Like, I saw nothing really that popped out about them.
Oh, we didn't get much screen time for Joe anyway, so...
Well, you got the same amount of screen time as you would expect to get from Zoe, though. Like, he's always at every movie at an exam. Got a cram test. Gotta do something.
Well, to be fair, Kari's always going to those birthday parties, too.
How many people does he know?
Clearly a lot.
Like, there's a birthday party in our war game. There's a birthday party for the fourth movie, wasn't there?
Probably. I don't know.
Was there?
I just remember that just being a thing. So.
Or she just likes cake.
You know what? Who could blame her? Free cake.
Free cake, man. That's a good.
She doesn't know the
idea.
people she's going to. She's just you want cake.
Oh hey,
Pick
dude,
rocks.
I heard there was a birthday party. I'm going.
Hey
Yeah.
dude, who I have in this class. What's up? I'm gonna have some cake. Okay, bye.
Yeah. So like, so probably
Takes
get all
a slice, takes the rest of the cake, and leaves a slice.
Happy birthday, bro. Oh, that'd be horrible. I am happy to see that he used some of the same music from the previous seasons, though.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Oh man, I was like, Braveheart. Braveheart.
That new version is like just amazing. The guitar riff on that when they Digimon like dun, 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 I love it.
Oh man, I love it too. It's amazing. I'm out of things to talk about here, guys. Like, I think we covered most everything. The movie's fantastic. It's a great nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
But this is my final thoughts. Y'all will have yours as well after. Character development pretty spot on for Ty and Matt. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10.
Not because you're biased or anything.
Oh no, not at all. No, not at all. Just my nostalgia kicking in and be like, that's a 9.5. Who wants to go next? Final thoughts.
Yeah, I like the movie. I had to rewatch it a couple of times the same night. There was a few points that maybe I didn't care too much about. I'm not sure if I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think I'm actually down to a 7.5 maybe. I really liked it. Like I made a video about this and talked about this before, but I really liked it. But it just felt kind of underwhelming. I'm not sure why. Yes, I think it was too much hype before the episode was aired, actually. So
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I think I'll blame the O2 cast dying for my hype.
Yeah, no, that didn't bother me at all because
That bothered me at all either.
I'm sure, I'm sure they're not dead, but yeah, it was just something underwhelming. I'm not sure what to point out exactly, but yeah,
Well,
7.5
There was
maybe.
yeah,
I can agree
definitely
with
something missing.
I can agree with you on some of that because I tried rewatching it a second time. I just couldn't do it. Like the first time it's so grand that I just didn't want to watch it a second time. To this day, I've only watched it once.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I haven't watched it really since it did air. Actually, so it was 2 times, and not another time after that for me.
Yeah. How
Maybe
about
they-
you, Ellie?
I don't remember, but then again, I really don't remember how many times I've watched stuff. I've actually been going back and rewatching a lot of movies. Like I'm rewatching Star Wars. So
Hey,
I don't remember.
what are your final thoughts on the movie?
I'd have to agree that there was something missing. I think it was probably part of the pacing. Some of the elements and the characters was a little off. Much like what I had brought up with Izzy talking and everybody just, flat out ignoring him. I wish that they kind of explained or showed a little bit more or teased with what was going on with Alphamon and the O2 cast, but I understand for story purposes why they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but I'd have to agree there's something missing. I don't know if I could put it on a gradient scale though. That's something I probably would put for after like everything is released, so I can go back and see if there was anything else that was hinted.
Right.
Because I know that they hinted a lot more with Confessions, and it looks like they're going to do some exposition on a couple things, with the teaser for Ken as the Digimon Kaiser.
Glorious.
And I know that they had shown in, I don't know who it was, but in near the beginning of the movie, they had somebody in a red tinted room. Was that ever brought up who that was?
Not really.
Because everybody thought it was Ken, but it wasn't.
It was just when the secret agent went women from the government. That's all it was.
Probably. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish there was a little bit more, and I'm hoping that Confessions continues to answer some of those questions while leaving us with some new theories. 'Cause
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
I know the lady's name. Her name is Maki Himikawa.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Anthony, what do you think? Final thoughts for you?
Overall, I actually enjoyed this movie. Like, there were still a few flaws. I actually agree with Ellie on some of the characters, acting out, not like they used to. But I overall enjoyed it for, the most of it.
Yeah.
And especially, with, seeing the Digimon again, it just brought back all the good memories of me, watching as a kid. Like, oh my god, Digimon, I had to have one,
Yeah,
I
it had
still
a
want
high
one.
nostalgia factor.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh yeah. I've been sitting here playing with this Black D3 since we began the podcast. Like,
I
it
need-
didn't have like any batteries. It's kind of there. I'm like pressing buttons. Like, yeah, I'm Digimon Emperor.
I need
Fear
to
me.
get some more Digivices because the only one I have is the crossloader. I did have at one point have the Savers Digivice IC, but I lost it, and plus I didn't have any batteries, so I don't know what happened to it. It was the Marcus Damon's.
I
Okay.
can't.
The
I can't
really
get.
good Digivices was season 1 and 2, the toy
Yeah.
Digivices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Yoli's Digivice. I had lost the blue one like years ago, and for the red one, for whatever reason, the screen keeps going out on me. I have no idea. The battery died again, and I've just been too lazy to replace it.
I find it kind of fun that you lost Davis's, and you're not really.
I had two of them. Can you believe it? I had two of them, and I lost them both.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm so mad. Well, one of them I lost in a car. It was a rental car, and I guess it fell out when I had left the car, and the car was getting returned. So that one I remember how I lost. The second one, I have no idea where the hell it went. But I recently got Yoli's. And it was for a good price too, so I'm happy.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I can just imagine you actually have a Digivice and you're actually Digidestined. You just lose your Digivice.
I also have let's see, which one was this one? It's the one that they use to text. The
D-Terminal.
D-Terminal.
yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, I've seen it in person. It's pretty badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I got all my little Digimon plushies and figurines. I really wish they remade them because I love those little beanbag plushies that they have with little black eyes. I think they are adorable, and I want more merchandising.
Mhm.
I recently got the Agumon that they had released, but
The big one? Or-
yeah, he's actually fairly big.
Yeah.
He's let's see if my EV is about like 9 to 10 inches. He's just a little bit bigger than that. He's about like a foot.
It's cool looking. I bought this like big Koromon from eBay a while back.
Oh, cool.
I think it was like homemade by someone, but it's really like authentic, so it's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to get like an embroidery machine so I can work on some Digimon plushies because I've been making a pattern for a life-size Hawkmon, and I just need everything. I'm like just missing his head at this point.
I need
But-
a Patamon.
A headless Hawkmon would be great.
No.
He'd be like a
I
headless-
love Hawkmon.
He'd be like a headless hunter. He could ride a horse and everything.
Well, I mean, like I measured out his wings, and his wings I could probably, if I like sewed them together with the claws, I could basically use that as like a hoodie. So, which I thought would be kind of an interesting thing to make, but until I get more money,
Yeah.
he's just gonna sit there in his pile of cloth. My poor baby.
Anyway,
Poor thing.
I think we're at the end of our review.
Yes.
So, with that said, we're Anime Declassified. Ayo, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you here today, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for
so much for coming
having me.
down.
It's starting to get late, so I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel it now.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you're
sorry.
ending this just in time.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we kept you so
It's like-
late.
Yeah, it's like almost 1:30.
Oh,
in
man.
Midnight now, so it's
Oh, lovely.
starting to wear on me.
Yeah, he
But
lives in...
it's been fun. It's been fun listening to you guys, and sometimes I've actually forgotten that I've actually been on this podcast because I'm more used to listening to people than actually talking to people. Through this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whoops, I'm with this podcast. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's been awesome.
Hopefully when Confessing comes out, we can redo this again for that.
Yeah.
But as always, make sure to check out AODigimon channel on YouTube. It's AODigimon. If you can't spell it, then you're not a Digimon fan.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Shame.
But as always, like, subscribe, follow, smoke signal, whatever you can to get the word out about Anime Secrets on YouTube, Twitter. We have Instagram now, by the way, just in case y'all didn't know. And also, make sure to check out animesecrets.org for a lot of new updates and information coming out. We got some photos from IkiCon and New Orleans Comic Con recently, and we're looking to get some more stuff up in the next couple of days. So stay tuned and keep on listening. 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 Keep on listening.
Hey, you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.